because I want to be great.
And you're not.
I want to be one of the greats.
Right now in life, your family is looking for that one guy right now. They're looking for that one guy who's strong, who's that pillar for the family in hard times. Make sure they look around and find you. These are the times right now for you to step up. Be that guy that can take anything. Stay hard.
The definition of greatness is a lot of small things done well. Greatness is falling, getting up, falling, getting up, falling, getting up. Greatness is Michael Jordan being cut his junior in high school and saying he's not good enough. Greatness is Muhammad Ali losing and then coming back and regaining the title. Greatness is a bunch of pain that forces you to come out of your comfort zone.
If you want to be great, you want to be the baddest motherfucker ever at what you do, you're going to be misunderstood by everybody because you're going to be so fucking obsessed and so driven to get there. That's what it takes. But if you want to fucking go to that edge where people do not like you, don't understand you, question everything you fucking do, you've arrived.
Winning is for the obsessed. You must be obsessed if you want to win. You must be obsessed with the goal, the journey, the outcome, the experience, the rejections, the resilience, the grit, all of it. Winning is also for the people who are relentless. They're locked on.
You figure out and you zero in on what you want and you get up every single day and you work toward that goal, I guarantee it's going to happen for you at some level.
You have to work harder than you think you possibly can. You can't hold grudges. It's hard. And it doesn't matter how you get knocked down in life, because that's going to happen. All that matters is that you got to get up.
To achieve true greatness, you must be mad. Madness and greatness are inextricably connected. You can't separate them. To get true greatness, there has to be some demons. There has to be a mad struggle in your mind. And you have to want it so badly. You have to want that result so badly.
What a privilege to be tired from the work you once begged the universe for. What a privilege to feel overwhelmed by growth you used to dream about. What a privilege to be challenged by a life you created on purpose. And what a privilege to outgrow things you used to settle for.
When you give everything you got to something, I'm talking about blood, sweat, and tears, everything you got to something, the peace in that is not the result or the reward. The peace is the fact that I gave everything I had to it because this is who I am.
What I promised myself as a little boy, I said I can never leave the gym knowing I have 5% left. That 5% is magic. It's the magic place where very few people go. You can go there. We'll have people behind you. If you fall down and drop the weight on the floor, who cares? But if you make it, I care. I want that. I want you to fail, and I want you to get up and do it again. Same thing in life is the same thing here. If you can do this, you can do anything. Anything. Right now, you're 5% away. 5% away from being a champion.
To get anything of value, you have to sacrifice. Do you know that the harder thing to do and the right thing to do are usually the same thing? Nothing that has meaning is easy. Easy doesn't enter into grown-up life.
It won't be easy. It will be hard because life is hard. That's what life is. And these challenges that you face, they're gonna do their best to take you down. Do not let them. Stand up, dig in, line up those problems and confront them, face them, fight them.
Everything is hard before it's easy. Everything at the beginning is difficult, but later it becomes easy and automatic. You have to force yourself to discipline yourself at the beginning, but after that, it becomes easier and easier, and you actually feel happy.
Why pay the price? Why work this hard? Why try to become all that you can possibly become? And you're the only one personally that can answer that question for yourself. You've got to have your own list of whys.
You're going to lose sleep. You'll doubt whether it'll work. You won't finish your to-do list. You'll wonder whether you made the right call and have no way to know. This is what hard feels like, and that's okay. Everything worth doing is hard, and the more worth doing it is, the harder it is. The greater the payoff, the greater the hardship.
Every unseen day, every lonely grind session, every quiet sacrifice is laying the bricks to your legacy. And when you're done, they won't wonder how you did it. They'll wonder how they missed it. Work, build, elevate. Let your success break silence when it's time.
Every morning I woke up, I had a real conversation with that dirty mirror. And every day, the same answer came back to me. Do you want to be on your deathbed knowing that you could, but you didn't?
Go get yourself strong. Put some money in the bank. Crush your company. Be selfish with your time. Be selfish with your income. Be greedy on the amount of money you want to make. I'm telling you, be greedy, be selfish. You know why? Because if you go all in, if you stop thinking, I wish I could do more, be more, go all in and make the money. Get secure and put your oxygen mask on, and what you can do in 5 years from now, what you can do in 7 years from now, what you could do in 12 years from now is unbelievable. But we need this moment of us.
Like, people are talented, skillful, brilliant. Like, people are so gifted, but people very seldom give everything they got to something. And so they walk around with regret, they walk around with bitterness, they walk around with all these different things when things don't turn out the way that they wanted to, because they didn't give everything they had to it. And it's like, bro, the price of discipline, pain, and regret. Like, just be disciplined and go at it. If it doesn't turn out, the reward is you got peace, that you gave everything you had to it.
The people who are obsessed are the ones who change the world. At least change their world. The difference between champions and everyone else. And I was like, what? And he said, everyone always looks at them and says, what do champions have that I don't have? And he said, they have it backwards. He said, it's, what do champions not have that I have? It's, what do they lack? And it's an off button. They just don't stop. They just can't stop. Everything in their life is geared towards one goal.
Why not just commit one time in your life to something? See what happens. There are no losers in the world of passion and commitment to something. No one loses there. The losers are the people that sit at the starting line and never initiate.
You will look crazy. You will look obsessed. You will look like you're doing things that are beyond the reasonable expectation, and that's because you are. Because greatness is rare, all right? And when you're living to these other standards that people put on you, you have to understand that that's their ceiling. They're trying to get you to operate in a way that produces the result that they want.
It's the belief that supremacy exists. There's so many examples in the Olympics, and every day we see the common man with the odds against them overcoming what people thought could never happen. And probably he didn't even think it. But there he stands victorious and a role model to all of us. Like, oh my God, we wouldn't be him. But before he was him, he was us. What got him there was an undying belief. And every drop of sweat that came out, and every pain and ache and everything else, was just a telltale sign that he's getting closer and closer to that dream that we were when we were kids of being a reality.
When I wake up, I know the journey that it takes for me to find my greatness. And it's hard. Nothing is easy. For me to be where I'm at today, it takes every bit of me.
This is my life, man. Do you know how hard I worked to get here?
You have a choice to make. Do you want to sit down and go back to that guy you once were? No. So this is what it takes.
To be successful at anything, the truth is you don't have to be special. You just have to be what most people aren't. Consistent, determined, and willing to work for it. No shortcuts. Who embody that work ethic, integrity, purpose, determination, and discipline that it takes to be a champion in life.
If I'm broken, then I just found my limitations. And until I know what my limitations are, how can I push them? How can I get better? Once I see it, once I feel it, once I see where I was broken, then I can attack that weakness. I can fill in that gap. I can reinforce that breach. If you break, it means it's time to fortify your will to make it stronger.
And the biggest thing that you get is you get the ability to have the choice to do what it is you want to do with your life, because you have built the skill of discipline and you can adhere to any plan that you set forth for yourself. It's not that you don't know what to do, it's that you can't fucking do it when it's not comfortable for you to do. And that's why people lose.
What would you do if you weren't afraid? And it's usually like the big one, the bigger thing that I really want to do, but I'm afraid to do it.
So what would your life look like if you were able to adhere perfectly to every plan that you ever set out for yourself from the time that you were born to now? Would your life look completely different? The answer for every single person listening to this is yes. So fix that problem now, and you will have the choice, at a bare minimum, to become whatever it is that you want to become.
I think the definition of greatness is to inspire the people next to you. I think that's what greatness is or should be. It's not something that lives and dies with one person. It's how can you inspire a person to then in turn inspire another person that then inspires another person. And that's how you create something that I think lasts forever. Yeah. And I think that's our challenge as people, is to figure out how our story can impact others and motivate them in a way to create their own greatness.
Close your eyes, go back to when you were a kid. Well, close your eyes right now. Are you the kid hero right now? The kid inside of you 20 years ago, 30 years ago, whatever age you are, when you were a kid. Big dreams, big aspirations, anything's possible, every window's wide open to you. How do you let that shut? What do you still believe in? If you now as an adult turn back to the kid at 8 years old, the same person, is that kid proud of you? Is that kid saying, that's who I want to be? If not, open your eyes and fix the motherfucker.
What is your wake-up call? What is enslaving you? What is controlling your thoughts? Is it the television set? Feeding your mind images of what life should be? Is it the internet drawing you in and controlling your time? Or is it weakness, a lack of discipline that prevents you from accomplishing what you want to accomplish?
If you just sacrificed these next 3 months of your life, bro, you could change the entire trajectory of your entire life. If you literally just took your fucking attention that's here, have fun, this, and focused it into one thing for the next 12 weeks, 3 months, bro, while everybody else is fucking around and having fun, if you just locked in and fucking worked on yourself, worked on your business, your whole life could change.
So another year has come and gone, and a lot of us are in the same fucking place we were last year. What the fuck are you waiting on? Let me tell you one thing, time is running out. You keep on sitting around wondering what the fuck you want to do, you're just gonna run out of time. So make sure you do one thing, stop following the fucking crowd. They may take time off, but you can't afford to. Stay hard.
You're going to have some traits. Now, I take things to the logical extreme and say, okay, well, Bezos has kids, Bill Gates has kids, Warren Buffett has kids. This is just if you wanted to be, business successful. It's like, okay, well then that can't be a reason that I can't be successful. And so whatever reasons that we usually give ourselves in the beginning for why we can't achieve something, you can almost always find not only just someone, but someone who's achieved world-class levels of success with worse conditions than you currently have, which then means it's absolutely possible.
Get up, wake up, and be conscious of what is creeping into your mind. What's getting in there? What are you letting in there? What is forcing itself in there? And what does it want you to do? You have only one life, so don't waste it.
Good times, bad times, they pass equally at the same rate. Meaning time doesn't stop. They slow down so you can celebrate a little longer. Time also doesn't slow down so you feel a little more pain longer. They move unconditionally. And a year from now, it's going to happen like that. And who is your future self? 1 year from now, who is it? Who are you going to be in a year from now? And in a year from now, does that future person hold regret or pride?
The question is, what can you do with what you've got? What can you do? Don't trap yourself in a box where you're like, well, I'll be happy if I can do this.
The skills that you develop along the way, like Steve Jobs learning calligraphy that then became Apple fonts that, transformed how we type. Those early days, that little trench winning in the weeds, oftentimes gives you these huge advantages later on because you have more context than anyone else. And so rather than lament them and hate the fact that you're going through it, remembering that these will be arrows that you put in the quiver that you're going to be using to slay the future bigger dragons. Expecting it to be easy is what makes it much harder than it ever is.
We can't go backwards. We can only go forward. We know that day's coming. What we do right now will ensure it goes our way. We'll ensure that there is no regret. That's something you can't ever fucking fix. It's a debate inside your head that never stops. We can learn from past regrets to ensure we don't re-regret them. To ensure maybe we don't go out tonight. Maybe we stay in here even else no one else is here. And push you a little bit further. There's still work to be done.
And they'd say, well, I'm afraid to make a change. And I'd say, well, that's okay. That's understandable. How afraid are you of not making a change? Let's make a little vision of that. You're 35, you hate your job. What's the consequence? You're not motivated, you don't want to get out of bed in the morning. Now play that out for 10 years. You don't change it, you don't fix it, and what happens? Well, it's not like it's going to get better of its own accord. What's going to happen to you? Well, for sure, at minimum, what's going to happen to you is you're going to be in the same situation, but 10 years older.
Now, am I gonna say you're gonna become a millionaire in the next 3 months? Bro, probably not. You'll probably even lose money. You'll probably fail more in these 3 months than you have in your entire life, because now you're actually going and trying these things. And in you doing that, you're gonna fucking fail. You're gonna fall. And in that process of you falling and getting back up, that's where you're gonna learn. That's where you're gonna build the character. And that's what will eventually lead to you becoming the type of person in order to make everything succeed.
When you have nothing to lose, or you have nothing going for you, and that means that every position on the board always has an advantage, because anybody who has achieved this big thing that you have was also once a 22-year-old who had nothing going for them. You have unlimited shots on goal. And so not taking the shot is like saying, life, I don't want to scratch off this lottery ticket, but the lottery ticket's free. Why would you not scratch it off and try it? First advantage is you've got energy. Next advantage is you have nothing to lose. Third is you also have time, and you have very low responsibilities. And so you have not only the ability to put all of yourself into something, you also have no circumstantial things that are preventing you.
It literally just comes down to, why are you doing this? How bad do you want it? What factors are driving you into making this change?
Because what you think is awesome right now, there could be so much more if you can envision and pay attention to what's going on in the rest of the world and break out of that paradigm that you're in. You can do it. Just don't get trapped. And for
for your mind. I lost 5 pounds in a week. I got a feeling. I allowed myself to feel proud of that. I didn't look, I gotta lose 106 pounds. I'm like, man, I went from 297, now I'm 292. In 1 week, man, I'm killing it. We're not proud of ourselves for the small accomplishments. What we need is we need this monstrosity of the thing to happen and say, I did it. Nah, there's a process that you have to go through, and patience is the process.
So you think that I'm done, that my career will soon be over. You don't know me. All my life I had to fight. No one believed in me, so I had to believe in myself.
People either survive in the jungle or exist in the zoo. Few recognize the significance of the paradoxical reconciliation of the two.
Some people wanted to break me, but they only made me stronger. Others wanted to exploit me. They only made me smarter. And now you think I'm done? To all of you, I only have one thing to say. I'm not like you, because I'm not you.
How many times has God showed you something in your imagination that you thought was so wonderful? And then you took it in there to your family and your friends and you shared it with them and they shot it down. You know why they shot it down? Because they couldn't see it. You know why they didn't see it? Because God ain't show it to them. He showed it to you.
Don't let anyone say you can't do something. Don't let your mind say, oh, I can't do it anymore, to your body. You can. You just gotta push past it. At the end of my life, my tombstone, one thing it'll have on it: no fucking regrets. And that's a good life, man. Just let it out. You know, say, hey, you know what? I'm scared, but I'm gonna give it a shot. How about some support? They get behind you, you know, and then you go for it, and you, bam, you overcome that step. The next step's even bigger and bigger. Next time, then you're on top of the mountain, man.
Why you think you keep imagining opening a business? Why you keep imagining graduating, getting a better job? Why do you keep imagining buying a house? Why do you keep imagining driving a really nice car? Why do you keep imagining getting rich one day? Because God is talking to you.
Make your move before you're ready. We're instructed in life to walk by faith and not by sight. See, you want to really begin to stretch yourself. You want to become a risk taker. You want to raise the bar on yourself. Most people won't do that. See, most people engage in low life living, low risk living. This, God said, if you're not willing to risk, you cannot grow. And if you cannot grow, you cannot become your best. And if you cannot become your best, you can't be happy.
There's a saying out there in the military. They say first time, every time. Well, I wasn't that guy. I felt everything I did the first time. I was known for coming back even harder after I failed. Success isn't a straight line. It's a maze. And when you think you figure that maze out, you hit a wall. And you gotta turn the fuck around and start again.
You want to begin to take some chances. You want to begin to challenge yourself and make it okay to fail and learn from your failures. Don't allow fear of failure and the allure, the attractiveness of playing it safe in life to draw you in. You can't get out of life alive. You've got to die to leave here.
It's going to require a decision that we have to make to go for it or to stay still. If you play it safe, you're gonna exist. You only get to live when you take risks. Ain't no living in safety. Ain't nobody finna give you the championship. You don't win the title without coming to the fight. You don't win the fight without training.
There's no secure path forward. Give it up. It's risk everywhere. think, oh my God, that's terrible. It's like, yes, except for two things. You can pick your risk, and second, you're a lot tougher than you think. So even though there's risk everywhere, if you confront it forthrightly, what you'll find is that you can actually handle the risk. And that's the security.
There is no excuse for not being the hardest worker. Yeah, someone might be bigger, stronger, faster, quicker, younger, whatever else. But there is no excuse to not be the hardest team worker there. And when you believe that you have the ability to do something, that the life that you're living right now is going down this direction, you fucking hate where it is. There is nothing else to do but to change direction. A belief that I cannot go that way anymore. I gotta go this way.
I believe that risk is a very interesting thing, and I've got a pretty good career with it, and I would tell you, here's what mine looks like. I risk as much as I'm willing to completely lose, and I push it as far as possible, and that's always my motto. That if all goes to zero on this move, can I still be breathing and stay alive?
That pain you feel, that's the pain of success. You must be willing to shoulder that pain to get the success. The success is something that's a very lonely path in this world, because few are willing to make that down payment of pain for that future of success, the better life. Very few are. And when you get the success, what comes with that is many that love you, but the majority will hate you for it, because your success is a spotlight shining down when there are missed opportunities, where they came up short, where they didn't quite have it inside and never went back to revisit it, where failure is what stood instead of improving failure for success. Failure is part of the recipe for success.
There's two things you need to do right now, and those two things are take more risks, make more effort. Don't think that someone's going to feed you the right answers all the time. Sometimes you have to make the wrong decisions. Sometimes you have to lose the money. Sometimes you have to lose sleep. The heaviest lessons to build your entrepreneurial muscles are mistakes.
When I was a kid, I was wondering kind of what's the meaning of life? Like, why are we here? What's it all about? And I came to the conclusion that what really matters is trying to understand the right questions to ask.
A person's strengths are often their biggest weaknesses. And so that also means that their weaknesses can be their strengths.
Failure has been achieved, thank God. Now, the only place to go from failure is to win. You have to achieve failure. You have to take it that far. Nobody wants to go that far. It's too scary. But you know something? I got news for you. That's where winning is. It always has been. Nothing's changed since the 70s. Nothing. Except people train not as hard.
You fail 1,000 times before you succeed. Every single person has. It's the losers that fail once and quit. Every winner has done failed. The loser and the winner both fail. It's just that the winner gets back up and does it again. Very lonely road success is. Know that going into it. But it's the only road that will lead to a life of remembrance.
No more gray decisions in your life. It either serves the man or the woman you want to become, the business you want, the father you want to be, the wife you want to be, the mom you want to be, the leader you want to be, the business you want to have. You want to go to the next level? You know what it's like to generate the kind of money, impact, and purpose that you know you can and want to? Then there's no gray anymore. It either takes you towards the person you want to be, or it takes you away. Everything else is a no.
The only way you can be open, Big, is you have to be a champion. And not plugging the book on this, but really, champions do daily what everybody do occasionally. Everybody else does. You just do it daily. You're not.
Yeah, we do.
You're not extraordinary. You just do the ordinary extra. That's it. That's what makes you, separates you.
No results, but I'm a little bit better. Work. No results, I'm a little bit better. Work. boom, just got paid. Because if you do all those things, even if nothing happens and you know you're doing the right thing and you're on track, overnight success becomes this easy thing because you were internally growing and then the bubble popped. And then boom, it looks like you were doing it all along.
When something goes wrong in your life, yes, you should learn from it. Yes, you should see it. But then get out of it and move on and focus 100% of your energy on the fix, on the solution. That's where all energy should grow. That's the only way to grow in life.
Every day you come on, you do this phone tap every day. But you just do it a little extra.
Right.
That's it.
Like the entire
I
show,
could do a phone tap.
Right.
But I'm not gonna do it every day.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be extra with it.
Right.
I'm not gonna dig deeper.
Right.
Like when that lady's on the phone and she's saying this, you're gonna take her one more step.
Yeah.
That's it.
The right time doesn't exist. You don't wait for motivation. You build discipline. So the biggest mistake here is waiting until you feel ready. Motivation is fleeting, but action, no matter how small, will build momentum. And that's how change begins. So here's what you do. Just pick one habit and stick to it.
A superior state overriding current authority, power, status, and the walk of life you're in. That's a third-party subjective nature, third-party agreement that this person is superior to others.
Stop doing so many things at the same time and don't aim for perfection, just aim to show up. Build trust with yourself and the results will follow, I promise you that.
Hard times create hard men. Hard men create soft times. Soft times create soft men. Soft men create hard times. Masculinity doesn't mean you're mean. It doesn't mean you're angry. It means strength. It means discipline.
Everything you imagine could be a preview to life's coming attraction. Everything we have today came from somebody's imagination. Somebody was talking on the phone with that cord on the wall and got sick of it and said, you know what, man, if I could just go outside and talk on the phone, ta-da, we got cell phones. Somebody got tired of driving across the country and said, man, if I could fly over there, boom, we got airplanes. Imagination is everything. It's a preview to life's coming attractions.
You're alive, your heart is beating, you have food, you have water, you have shelter, you have clothing, you have a few people that love you. You have so much to be grateful for. Stop focusing on the things that you don't have and the things that you want and start focusing on what you do have.
It's an old expression, but it makes sense because it doesn't mean that you can't be kind if you're strong, but it does mean you can't be strong if you're weak. If you're weak, you're fucked.
For example, you arrive home, you had a lunch, you do it a quick nap, and you wake up, you play with your kids, and I have to go to the gym at least 30-40 minutes, but this will make the difference in the end of the day, you understand?
When you know too much, it's like a child. A child will do anything. A child will skateboard off of crazy heights and do crazy stuff and do flips, you know? When you get older, you go, oh, God, I could get hurt. Yeah. So you start limiting yourself, how far you want to go. But, you know, you have to go through this time where you don't go to failure. You get out of shape, so to speak. You're not out of shape, but because the only way to get in shape is to get out of shape. The only way to go to failure is not go to failure. You know the difference.
You got to stop with all this I can't catch a break bullshit. All the time you're complaining, you could be instead hustling. You could be instead chasing your dream. You could be instead figuring out what you're doing wrong, trying to improve certain aspects of your life, getting your shit together, reading a book, meditating, something. Fucking something. But this I can't catch a break shit is not helping anybody, and it pushes everybody away from you.
There's nothing you can't do. You can't be the best in the world at something, but you can be a lot better than you are at anything you want to put the time into learning. Whatever it is, you could do anything. And that's a great, inspiring feeling. And I feel like I bring that into the art where I already had great confidence, but even more so, I now know anything is possible at any time. Just if you have to do the work.
You know, trained hard. Because it's what I do, it's what I enjoy, I love it.
You have to do it.